Check. All right, we're recording. Here we go. This is Mike DeVaughan here, host of the BAMC podcast. First episode, kind of a good one, but it's going to be a sad one too. Celebrating the life and memory of our friend Ken Kiff Payne. Bunch of us here just knew the guy. Well, I didn't know him as well as these dudes, but sharing stories. I met him in 2018 when he was filling in for Abaddon. Ray moved to Phoenix. He was filling on a rhythm guitar. Then Ray comes back. Jaime goes to Austin. Ken becomes lead guitar. He's a good dude. Love jam with him in his house, his little pool house jam studio setup. He used to come to open mics, give me my band feedback. Well, my first band, Last Call, then my second band, Ugly Rainbow. He used to come to our shows at Detour, support, show us love, give us feedback. Dude's definitely missed. We're just going to go around the table here, just share some memories and stories of how we met Ken. We'll start with John Grinder, former Abaddon, former Pray the Gods, whatever your current project is.
Nothing right now.
So we got John Grinder, man. So how'd you meet Ken? When and where? And I guess start with the timeline.
Well, I really don't remember like when I met him. I kind of just already knew him through the scene. But I do remember the first time he came to jam with us. You guys seen the movie La Bamba, right?
Yeah.
All right. So when Richie he tries out for the band, right? He has a tryout. And he brings his little amp, right? And the guy's like, What is that, bro? He's like, that's my guitar amp. He's like, looks like somebody dug that out of the trash. He's like, well, it's mine, all right? So don't worry about it. I remember Ken brought his little amp, dude. It was a tiny little amp, and right over here with double stacks and shit. So I was like, what? And then he had his amp, right? It was like a preamp. I don't know, like, I don't geek out on the equipment so much, but all I know was this like preamp that was duct tape, like again, like you dug it out of the trash, right? So I was like, "What's up with that? Like, do you even play death metal, bro?" And dude, I was so surprised, man. Ken is such a great musician, man. That he was one of the best things that happened to the band, for sure. Bringing his flavor, but that's one of the things that stuck out to me when I first, like I said, that's not when I met him, but. That's when we started jamming with this.
Just had a random memory right now. I think Jaime had come back, but he wasn't playing that show at Rock House. It was still Ken. And whatever reason, Ken didn't have a part. I remember he got off stage, goes to the bar, gets a drink, finishes it, gets back on stage and jumps in time for the next song. Like,
yes. And the reason for that is because there were just a couple of songs for some reason that he just didn't learn yet. But the thing is, I remember when we were showing him the songs, we really didn't have to show him anything. He would just come in and he already know the songs. So he would just listen to the album. If he had a question, he would just, clarify. But he was such a good musician that, like him and Jaime, I think were just like the real musicians of the band, Us other guys were just a bunch of assholes jamming death metal, right? So, like having those guys to kind of, give us a different a sound rather than generic death metal. It was really cool.
I remember one time I was like, you guys were practicing at Ken's. I guess as Jaime was about to take off to Austin, and I guess he was showing him the remaining parts, whatever. Yeah. And Ken's like, oh, that's it. Okay, I've been doing it this way. And like Ken would just pick it up like it's like without even like really knowing the part, he would get like 90% of it just on a whim, just by ear. Like,
yeah,
dude was talented as hell, man. Like,
he was for sure.
I remember just being a punk kid in high school, man. Like, barely getting into death metal and catching any death metal shows I can catch without even knowing who the bands were. Just if the band name sounded cool, I was there. I remember seeing the Hate Campaign at an old club called the Wasted Generation. It was off Lee Trevino. I was still a punk kid in high school. And it blew me away, man. And I never thought that dude would be jamming with me some 20 plus years later. But the best thing I ever got from Ken, everybody that knows him knows his musicianship. Okay, we don't even have to. I mean, we can talk about it forever and ever and ever, but everybody knows he's the shit. But what I got the most out of Ken was when I showed up to practice. I had a really bad day at work. I had a really bad day at home. It was just a shitty fucking day, but I had to practice. I showed up to Ken's. I was the first one there with a tall boy, and he told me, "Hey man, you can't drink here, dude." I used to drink there all the time, but at that point, he was like, "Dude, you suck when you're drunk." So I dumped out the can, threw it in the trash, but that's not the point. The point is, not only did suck at drums being drunk. I just sucked at life being drunk. That's a lesson he fucking taught me, and that's what I'll always get from him.
Yeah, he's a good dude. I mean, I always looked out for all of us, dude. I mean, obviously he's older than us, but like you mentioned, a hate campaign. I didn't find out until like 2021. I was at Rock House. Remember Lil Chris, Matt's buddy? Mm-hmm. He was telling me stories. He broke out like old KLA Cube like YouTube clips, and he was going on about Matt. And I was like, oh wait a minute, is that Ken? Like I didn't even know. Like I was like, oh shit, I didn't know they had a band back together back in the day. And actually, made this potential spoiler alert here. I was talking to Matt a while back, and before Ken's passing or any problems, he talked about they had 13 unrecorded songs, and they talked about doing like a one-time show. You know, this is before Ken passed, but Matt's talking about still releasing that album. So I hope we get it. You know, be pretty badass. And but you guys did other projects like you did. I mean, we've all done the Murder Cult thing with you. I know Ken was part of that, and you guys had various like other projects together off and on.
Well, even before that. I met Ken through my buddy Chucky. Everybody knows Chucky.
Yeah.
I met Ken through Chucky. We started jamming, and he wrote the song called Panic, which we're going to play on the 10th. I hope everyone shows up.
Rock House campaign benefit.
So I had trouble learning it because it's just such a difficult song. So he recorded it on his own with a little drum track. And that CD is stuck in my CD player. My CD player will not eject anymore. So that is the only fucking song I can play on my CD player. Is that song, and we're gonna play it on the 10th.
One track CD? Like that's it?
No, it's a receiver for a turntable, but also for the CD.
No, but the disc itself had the one track on it.
Right. It's called Panic, and it's stuck in there. It won't eject, and that's the only song I can listen to on my CD player.
No, that's some sentimental shit right there. So Omar, Albert, you guys jam with Will and Ken. I mean, I don't know much about you guys' background, but start from the beginning. Nothing's too minute, man. Just
I'm kind of the new guy. Oh, this is Omar talking. So I've been jamming with Albert more the past maybe 20 years, and he always tried to get me onto his metal projects. I played in metal bands like here and there, but it wasn't really my style. So he invited me over, and I thought, you know what, let's get death metal a try. And that's where he introduced me to Ken and Will, and another guy that was there at the beginning. Josh. He was the singer at the time. He's the one that came up with the name for what we're going to be called. Yeah, he's the one that brought us together.
Just at the Gallows, or is it different?
Yeah, this is going to be before the Gallows. Before the Gallows. So what we're going to play as. I don't know if we're going to continue with that name since it's our singer's name for it. But
any artists right now, they need a logo for that flyer ASAP. So if anyone wants to step up,
yeah. Actually, I think we do have some imagery. We have, but
yeah, we're going to use something Ken came up with actually for that show.
Yeah. Perfect, man.
And
send it to me after it's done. I'll use that as for the graphic art for this podcast. That'd be perfect.
You should send it.
Yep.
So he brought us in. Sometimes I would come in. So I was probably the least from here, from Will and Albert, the least closest to them. Albert and them had a pretty good friendship, and obviously Will, you knew him for years. So I've only knew him for probably since this past summer, or late spring, early summer. And sometimes I'd get there early, waiting for these guys, because I'm the early bird. I'm always there like at least 15 minutes.
Feel your pain, dude.
And you know how other musicians usually, okay, we'll get there in an hour. Okay. So I'd go chill with Ken sometimes. He was a very dedicated musician, and you could tell we were just talking about Van Halen for a whole hour. Break down the whole.
He would show us videos, dude. Like, we just back in his computer, like he had like 5 monitors. Like, check this video out, bro. This is why this is the shit, dude. And we just like sit there watching 10-minute videos for Van Halen, me or whatever.
Yeah. One of the last things he was doing was he was trying to get comfortably numb. The whole David Gilmour solo, every little nuance of that. And he would show it to me on acoustic how far he's got. It's like, okay, well, that's how far he got.
With Eruption, or which one was it?
Well, no, this is the Pink Floyd song, Comfortably Numb. But he was pretty. He nailed it at the end. I think there's a video of him on his Facebook playing that.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, but those are the memories I have mostly.
Unfortunately, I lost a lot of footage because I used to Facebook Live a lot of the Abaddon shows I was at because just to save room on my phone, on my storage. But unfortunately, that account got hacked. So I was like, a lot of that shit. I got you. Well, I tagged them in one, so I tagged them in a bunch of stuff. So maybe if we control their old pages, they might be tagged in this, so we can bring up some of that footage.
Well, if anybody out there has footage,
yeah.
I actually got quite a bit of footage that has Ken in there as well. There was this one particular show where we had Ken and Jaime. I think Ray was out of the picture. I think he was in Phoenix.
It was or Glendale, whatever.
Yeah, so it was at Rock House actually, and we recorded the whole set, dude. And I think it was one of the coolest endings of a Abaddon show that I've ever seen. Like, nothing was scripted, dude. Like, we didn't practice this shit. But Jaime and Ken did, like, some crazy-ass guitar shit. They were just, like, feeding off each other at the end of the whole set. Yeah. And I have this...
I have pictures.
Dude, it was so cool. Dude. I'll find it.
Please do.
It to you, dude. But I remember... yeah, dude, it just stood out so much to me, dude. It was one of our most memorable shows for me, at least.
Who'd you guys open up for?
I saw that video, but
Who'd you guys play with?
I think it was an Abaddon show, bro. I think it was towards the end. Yeah.
Like, was it a local show or was like when the...
No, what we saw was Morbid Hand. Who else was on there?
It was all local?
Oh, was that the one over at Sun City Live or Raves, whatever?
No, it was at the Rock House, yeah. But I remember Morbid Hand was supposed to play. They couldn't make it for whatever reason, but the show went on anyway, and it was a great show. But on that note, just on top of my head, I remember probably one of my most memorable shows with Ken. We played in Las Cruces at this place called the Club 7.
The Ramada, I remember that because I was there like the week before.
Yeah.
I'd seen the cover band. And I was like, what? And Vegas like, oh, and Vegas texted me, hey, dude, I think your ex is here. Dude was like, oh, shit. Like,
a lot of people's exes are here. The cool thing about that, man, is it was a good set, and what's it called? Like, it was just on point. But a little tidbit that probably nobody knows is the way the stage was set up behind the drums, man. My drum throne was like at the very edge of like a little what do you call it, the drum riser?
You ain't shit.
Dude, my whole drum throne fell backwards and I hit the wall and I was still doing double bass. my feet was all up on the wall, my seat was fucked up all up. And
I came in a high chair.
oh my gosh, that was hilarious. But yeah, that was with Ken also, man. So we had a lot of cool shows with them.
And that was a cool venue too. I heard they stopped using it because it's in a hotel in like Las Cruces, and you would never think anything of it. You go in there, it's like, holy fuck, this is cool. It's like a bar, big ass like open like space or dance floor, and the stage is like, and you
had a great setup.
Yeah, but like come from the street, you have no freaking clue it was there. Like.
It took us a while to find it.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it was me and Ray probably. We couldn't find our way in, right? We opened one of the back doors. And it's a fucking wedding, bro. Like, some people come out, they're like, can we help you? I'm like, well, we're the band.
We're the wedding band.
We're like,
was it a wedding?
Yeah, there was a...
Was your gig or does that happen to be there too?
The wedding was just a different section of the Ramada, dude. But we opened the door and there's a guy with the suit. He's like, can I help you guys? And I'm like, we're the band. They're like, we're all confused. They're confused. I was like, well, I hope you're not the band, dude.
And Vegas bomb doing his pre-stage vomit, whatever.
Oh yeah, dude.
And the wedding band got your audience.
Oh man.
Yeah, but some other fucking Vega, man. It was Vega there at my party when Ken showed up.
I don't think so.
No, fucking Vega. Yeah, you're listening.
I remember I wasn't there. I was working that night because I remember you invited me. I was like, shit.
Yeah, last time I saw Ken alive was my birthday party. And then when I found out about Ken's death, my wife was taking a shower, and as soon as I found out, the dog fucking hates me. But as soon as I found out and I got that text, the dog ran right to me and started comforting me. I was crying. My wife gets out of the shower, she's crying too. She found out from a mutual friend. I forgot where I was going with this fucking story.
The dog comforting you?
No, not that, man.
Last time you saw him at your party?
Yeah, and my wife reminded me, she's like, fuck, man, last time we saw him alive was your birthday party. That fucker never went out. He never, ever went out. Yeah. I've only seen that dude drunk once. I forgot what show it was, but that's it. That guy never went out, and he came to my birthday party, man.
I think it was, we were talking earlier, I think it was off mic, I think it was that Abaddon show in 2021 where Oscar came back from Fort Worth.
Yeah.
I think because I remember everyone. I think even Jaime didn't play. I think Ken played, but Jaime was in the crowd. I remember I seen pictures of Rock House. I got a couple on my Instagram. We're all just. It was a hot day, summer. AC wasn't working right. We're all just sweaty and nasty, completely shit faced in that picture. Like all like the regular scene randoms on the photo was cool. It's like that was a good night. I remember. And there's a picture of me, Vega, and Oscar. We're all just like stupid faced. And we're like all making stupid faces. And we're all like covered in sweat. And I'm not. I didn't play. I'm just an audience member, But
yeah,
I guess kind of it's that gritty charm. Rock House is a great venue, but in the summertime it's hot. It's
yeah.
You look back and it adds to the environment, the atmosphere. Oh, so you mentioned last time you saw him live, and last time I was thinking about that too. And last time I saw him live was that night 2 of Matstock, that Saturday show. We were talking. He was
telling me the shirt.
Yeah. We was talking about because his day job. He was a computer programmer and developer and stuff. Worked for NVIDIA. And he always talked computer shit to me. And I remember a while back, it wasn't on this last day, but he was working on a racer game. I remember he showed me like beta stuff, and it was so cool.
Yeah.
I always wanted to play the damn thing, but
dude, I have the game on Steam.
You do?
Yeah.
I remember he said there's like a developer code or like an early access code or something.
Yeah, he gave it to me.
Oh, I never got it. He said he was gonna, but he never sent it.
I remember watching him. I mean, you guys know. You guys went through his.
Someone like buggies.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember him programming the physics for that, dude. Like, because like we had a routine, man. Like, we would do like Abaddon thing, right? No, first I would kind of like go warm up, and then we'd do the Abaddon thing. After that, I would take a break and sit on his computer, and he would show us some cool shit, whatever. You guys know Ken, like those Maine Coons and shit. So he'd be showing you the cats and all that, right? And Van Halen and all that shit. But he would also like show me, because like I'm also into computers myself, so I kind of took more interest into it. Like how does that work? How do you program that? And looking at the code he's doing, totally different ballgame of what I do. But I remember him programming that during our breaks, and he gave me the access to it on Steam. So if you go to Steam and you actually look for it, you can actually download the game. And
okay.
It's not like a full-fledged game.
I remember the sports car, the giant gun on the side. I remember that.
But real smart guy, man. I mean, besides being a great musician, man, he's just a really smart guy.
Yeah, first time I jammed with him when I went over there, I thought the dude was like in the CIA or something. Man. When I saw his computer setup and shit, man, I was like, fuck. But yeah, that dude definitely knew his shit, man. Fucking computers, guitar, he knew his fucking shit.
But he was one of those dudes. Like, I mean, Hate Campaign. Their thing was it the late '90s, early 2000s, right? But he fits in with that nice computer scene. Like, if you look, you live in Seattle, but I've seen these YouTube videos. All like people work for Seattle's companies. They're a bunch of freaking metalheads. They program computers and they fucking play guitars. I mean, that's Kendo too, dude. Like,
that's everyone's dream job.
Yeah.
It has a lot to do with marijuana too.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, his pen, dude. We can't talk to Ken without it. He always carries his pen.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
So he would pass it to me all the time, dude. I'd be hitting it, dude, right before practice. After the 10th hit, I'm just like, I know I'm fucking up more and more. Yeah, and he still give it to you. You want some more? I'm like, no, dude.
Yeah,
we come up, Mike. He always offer me like, Ken, are you trying to get me fired? I've worked for federal government, so it's like, Ken, dude, you're gonna cost me my job. No, I can't. No.
Yeah, that fucking practice. I had to pour my beer out because he says I suck when I'm drunk. He was still passing me the pen. Old jam man.
No, but that's but that sparks the creativity. I mean, like, and now if I was not a government employee, I would totally do it because you know how many musicians or even like wrestling bookers, they swear they go in the basement at night, they take a few tokes and they start writing the magic, dude.
Yeah.
All my writers block me. That's probably the answer to my problem right there. But I'd be crashing at Wobo's house in his wife's brew room if that happened. You know?
Oh shit! It's funny, but I mean, it does make sense. I mean, even me, like I like to smoke, and then I'll be on the computer taking care of work, right? To me, it keeps me focused, and I think for him, it did the same shit.
Yeah.
Programming, you got to just work on the computer. He had like 5 computer screens, bro, working on code and shit. So like, you have to focus on that.
I didn't know if he was in the CIA or if he was a fucking pornoholic, man. So
a porn connoisseur.
More fucking screens in the fucking room, man.
No, you could have been both.
It was somewhere in the middle, dude. Oh man.
Oh, you mentioned the Maine cats. I believe, Albert, you said that they're still trying to have some of them adopted.
I think so, yeah.
How many were there? Because I know he's in. I know very little about this part. I know he had a few cats, but
Yeah, like 5.
Yeah.
He had like 5 adults.
Dude, those cats
He
are
had
scary.
kids in
You little kid there.
Dude, those cats, dude, like, they
Like,
could do some
They
damage.
could probably beat up a dog.
Yeah, they could do
So he just roamed the property. I mean, he had a pretty nice piece of land there. You just let him roam the property, or like.
No, they were all
stayed
indoors.
inside.
Yeah.
They look like little lions.
Yeah. They're just like oversized, huge cats, bro. Like,
You know the link where they could find them if anyone's interested in
Yes,
He
good.
had a cattery. I forgot what it's
the
called.
Maine Coon Cattery, but I don't know if they closed down.
Well, if it's stuff, let me know. We'll put that in the description or
They'll
whatnot.
always send it to
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
I remember one time after practice, well, man, I haven't had to practice. One thing about Ken, man, like, aside from music and shit, like, we did hang out a little bit. We went shooting, so, like, if you know Ken, man, you would see in his computer, you'll see he has guitars in his room, computers, and a fucking, some guns, AR-15s and shit. So, we'd go shooting every once in a while, right? And I remember one time we came back, and I was hungry, and like, you want some green pozole, blah, 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 and it was... And the whole time, like, there's just big ass cats in the living room all over the place. And I'm all like, I hope they're not, aggressive, right? And he's like, nah, like, they're just little cats, bro. What are you talking about? and he's like touching the cats, and I can see all these scratches on the front. And I'm like, dude.
Yeah, he'd tell me the same thing. I'd be like, "Are they cool, Ken?" He's like, "Yeah."
Are they
It's all fucked
They don't
up.
bite too hard.
He'd be like, "Go ahead and pet him." He's like, "Oh, watch out with that one. He likes to bite."
Yeah.
He just told me he's cool.
No joke, man. Deep down, I was nervous about those cats. But he loved them, man. He loved those cats.
Being a cat guy myself, I'd always just look forward to going to the house just to like see his cats.
Yeah, they had cool names. I think one was Sid, another one was Clyde. I forget the other one.
I think one was Nah.
City Clyde.
Sid and Clyde. Ken, I met him a long time ago. I used to think of him kind of like El Paso's Dimebag Darrell. That's how I kind of.
You always rock the shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I saw him. We started playing with Triarchy. We played with him once, and then I was just curious because we had known about each other, talked to each other at shows and stuff. I just texted him one day. I think it was like in 2018. Hey, you want to jam? You want to throw something together? Yeah, we started throwing. I think John even came in once when we were jamming because your drums were there.
Well, yeah. I think I remember that, dude.
Yeah. We were making some songs. Some of the songs actually, we might play one of them for the show on the 10th. Yeah, he was real cool. Go out, jam with him. I ended up going to his house a lot, so that he was be over there like 2-3 times a week since 2018 till he passed away.
Think
He's a
about,
really cool dude.
I know it's like you mentioned like how Ken and Jaime were like the musical, I guess the strong musical guys. I don't want to call them shy, but they weren't about the spotlight at all. Because I remember when I would video those Facebook Lives, I'd be like, no, come forward. I can't fucking see you. Come forward.
Yeah.
You're in the shadow. Like,
Fucking Dimebag Ginger. Ginger Daryl.
yeah.
Yeah.
But one thing about Ken, I mean, I don't mean this as a negative. I mean, I got used to it, kind of drove me nuts, but he's so talented. But he would just sometimes, or a lot of times, he would just stare at his fretboard. I'm like, Ken, look up, dude. Like, showboat, be a rock star. He was sitting there all, but he was like technical as shit. You cannot like,
Yeah.
he would never hit a bad note, nothing. But yeah, it's like a robot. He was like, his head was down, but he's like, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I met him with Chuck, when I first started jamming with him and Chuck, we'd stop playing or whatever, but he would not stop playing. He's still fucking going on a 5-minute fucking solo. Yeah, fucking, Chuck would take off his guitar, I'd put down my drumsticks, we'd go outside, crack a fucking quart, smoke a cigarette, because he's not stopping. He's just...
Yeah, same with when we used to jam at the bunker, what's it called? Ken was usually on time and everything, and while waiting for everybody, practice to warm up, right, on the drums, and he'll plug in and start doing his shit.
Makes a boogie.
Yeah.
Well, the bunker, that was like in Lower Valley, like a storage unit, or what? 'Cause I remember Vega invited me, I never quite made it, but I remember he talked about the bunker, but it was like a storage unit, like a.
That's Ray's place.
It still exists.
It still exists. We can't name the place because we may be making that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But I mean, is it a rental? Is that somebody's property? Is it like a rental?
It's not to be specific, but yeah, like I remember during we'd do the set, and then a lot of us would like chill and hang out, whatever. But Ken, for the most part, he would just stay on his guitar and do his sweeps and all that shit. Like
Style.
yeah, he had a distinct sound, a flavor that he brought, and it just somehow it just really fit well to what we were doing, and it was just really cool to have him when we had.
Yeah, we're gonna miss him, but we're gonna do our best to honor him, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, last time I saw him was actually in the hospital. Okay,
I mean,
it's crazy.
I didn't find out till I actually found out through one of my guys that I work with. Unfortunately, like I kind of got out of the scene, and I don't have social media or any of that shit. So, I mean, I kind of been out of touch.
I'm surprised I got a hold of you these ideas. Like, oh fuck, John's like get this message.
I mean, all you gotta do is message me, right? But unfortunately, nobody did. When this happened, I had to learn from like a secondhand.
That sucks, man.
So and I was at work, so it's not like I could just fucking like, just I had to keep my composure and all that shit. It was pretty sad, but I wish I would have known by one of my homies that he was sick.
One of the bandmates,
I was unaware.
He kept it to himself, man. So.
Yeah.
Well, it went down so quick. I
No,
think
he didn't know.
was it New Year's Eve or New Year's Day when it
It's
happened?
a trip because I was actually at his house.
Well, no, it was like Christmas. So it was Christmas Eve or Christmas
Day.
Day.
A few days before,
Yeah.
because like I said, I would go to his house all the time, just to sometimes
He
just not
was
do
recovering
anything.
from a surgery, right? So.
He was, yeah, but
No, but he had a stroke. I think it was either Christmas Day or Christmas
but he
Eve.
had a surgery before that, it was a minor back surgery for something.
I don't even know about that.
And then, I was at his house there because we were checking out. Another friend came over and we were checking out another Mesa Boogie amp, comparing it to his, to just shooting the shit really. And then I didn't hear back from him for like 2-3 days because we'd always message each other too, like equipment shit. Like, look at this. Or I'm gonna check out this guitar. Or look at this 12 string I just got and stuff like that. So I'd go over and check out stuff like that. And it was kind of weird. He didn't say anything. And then I got a message, hey, he's in the hospital. And then, well, I don't want to say what was up, right, or anything. But he was in there in the hospital. I went to go visit him. He said, all right, I'll be back in a few days. I told him, I'll even bring you some food and stuff like that. And I got the message that morning, I guess. He's like, hey, don't bother coming. He just passed away. It's crazy because I just seen him. But when I seen him, he was still Ken. He said something hilarious. He made me laugh. He needed a nurse to come check something out on him, right? And so I stepped away just to the side. The nurse came in, and you just hear Ken, perks of the job, huh? And he just starts laughing. The nurse is like, what? Yeah, perks of the job.
Is that way Ken talk?
Ken.
So even up until the very end, Ken was still Ken.
Yeah, he was still cracking. He was still saying, "Don't worry, I'm gonna still jam." I even had that, those little finger exercises for guitars.
Yeah,
I was gonna bring it to him because he'll bring me that, a stress ball. We were looking at videos already on how to recover and stuff like that. Yeah. So he was very optimistic still.
that's what we'd all heard because I unfortunately didn't make it to the hospital. I'm really kicking myself now. Because I remember New Year's Eve, I was at Rock House in the living room, and Vega texted me that day and said, hey, Ken's coming home today. And the next morning, I had to go to work at 6:45, maybe an hour or two to my shift. He was like, hey, dude, Ken passed. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought he came home yesterday. I was like, nah, it never happened. I was like, and like, you had to keep my composure for a fucking 12-hour shift, which was not fun.
Luckily, I've been at my job for a while, so I let my boss know, hey, a close friend, just passed away. Can I step away after this? They do these next 2 hours, and then after lunch, just take the rest of the day off. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, I understand. So luckily, I was able to, because I was still working, but I wasn't doing anything. It's kind of like zoned out.
Yeah.
You can't really do nothing.
Yeah, I'm working in dispatch, just kind of staring at the screen. Like, oh, we have a call? Huh? Okay, yeah, engine 11.
Yeah, going through the motions, Luckily, I just send emails and stuff like that all day, but yeah, just like a zombie for those.
Well, I wasn't able to go to his memorial, unfortunately, because I was stuck at work, but I'm definitely looking forward to the benefit show. February 10th, Rock House, East El Paso, Montana. They got 5 bands lined up so far. Oh, on the flyer, we got Ojo Malo, Good Dudes, Metal Dogs, not familiar with them, but looking forward to seeing them. Chaos, guitar player Ruben was very good friends of Ken, I know. Scum,
my boys.
Then you guys.
Yeah, before the Gallows, everybody, Saturday, February 10th, we're gonna play one of the last songs that Ken wrote in his honor, and hopefully everyone can make it out. It's gonna be all the proceeds are gonna be donated to his family. And hopefully, hope all 5 bands entertain you guys.
Plus whoever may or may not be on the flyer. You know,
And it's a shame that our first gig with this group it's gonna be
he was a part of it.
without him, man.
Our first show with Ken, without Ken.
Yeah,
We're playing this song.
he'll be there. With
yeah. But what a better way to have it? What better song to play? You know.
Right.
Anyway. So I guess that'd be it for now. Again, appreciate you guys coming over and doing this on a weeknight. Again, hope we catch you guys on February 10th at the Rock House, and we'll see y'all then.